This just in, newly released court documents reveal the gruesome tactics of the MS-13 drug cartel in Montgomery County, Maryland. As many as 10 members of the MS-13 gang stabbed a man who is unidentified, stabbed him more than 100 times and ripped out his heart before burying him. So far, one person has been arrested and charged in the gruesome murder. Well, joining me now, Michelle Malkin, host of Michelle Malkin Investigates on CRTV.com, best-selling author and great American. Michelle, great to see you. And let's turn, if we may, very quickly to a situation with MS-13. The Attorney General, to his credit, has been focused on it. The President called them out himself. But they are now a crisis in every community in which they operate.
They certainly have become that. They've metastasized over the last 20, 25 years since I started covering illegal alien gangs like them back into my days of newspapering in Los Angeles. And I lived in Montgomery County, Maryland, and it is not shocking because even when I left some 10 years ago, MS-13 had penetrated so deeply into the public school system, the welfare system, and now the fact that you have this man who was targeted by MS-13 allegedly and buried in a park that families like mine have been going to on weekends, Wheaton Regional Park. It shows you that the deadly consequences of open borders are now at the doorstep of the Beltway and the White House.
And the Border Patrol, violence against agents has risen 60% just this year alone. One agent murdered Sunday. We don't know the details. We are, for the first time, not being told details. They will not even identify his partner, the agent who was with him during the presumed assault and murder, nor how they came into contact with whomever it was. Things are taking a very decided turn for the worse.
Yes, they are, Lou, and it is alarming, but it will not be a shock to many rank-and-file Border Patrol agents who have had to encounter the swamp and the way that it handles crises like this. Just 5 years ago, Nicholas Ivey, who was a Border Patrol agent who died in similar circumstances. He had been checking a ground sensor and assessing whether or not it was human activity. Just a tragedy of errors occurred that resulted in him dying under friendly fire. But there's still a lot of questions, even up to this past summer, because you have ranchers and locals where he had died wondering if, in fact, there was a cover-up related to drug smuggling activity. And in Agent Martinez's case over the weekend, the idea that he simply fell into a culvert at 11:20 p.m. on a Saturday in a remote area, also known to be infested by drug smugglers. It doesn't make sense, Lou, and it doesn't smell good. And the Department of Homeland Security, whether it's run by Republicans or Democrats, has a problem with telling the truth. And it's going to take independent watchdogs to elicit answers from them. I also covered the case of Victor Avila, who you will remember, Lou, the ICE agent who was also ambushed in Mexico with another agent, Jaime Zapata, who died. And they are still having to go to federal court. In fact, our friends at Judicial Watch have helped them out trying to file FOIA lawsuits because you have the government at every turn refusing to answer questions about what happened because they don't want to take accountability.
Our government, our federal government, is becoming almost unrecognizable in too many instances, and it's got to be fixed. This administration has to fix it and bring them to heel because this is a bureaucracy out of control. We might as well be living in Europe to see the responsiveness of these agencies and departments to the murder of public servants and those who are defending literally the nation's sovereignty at the first line, and that is the border.